Hey guys, it's me, it's Jen. Welcome to my channel. I'm not sure why I'm singing everything, but maybe that's just the way it's going to go. If you guys can do me a big favor, as always, when we start, I want to make sure that you can see me and that you can hear me and all the good things, and that my ears are in the shot. That is very important, right? Everybody's here. Hooray. Sorry that I started the other one. I didn't realize with my new Mac that it wouldn't let me go back and forth. It doesn't matter. It's technology that I'm not even sure I understand. So as long as everyone's over here, if somebody wants to pop over there and make sure everybody moves over to this stream so we don't miss anyone. Jenna is here, Ryan's here, MP is here, Caitlin's here, Dawn's here, Coral's here, Natalie's here, Cindy's here, Laura's here, Hilton's here, who says it's Al. So then all I could think of was, you can call me daddy and you can call me Al, call me Al. Okay, if you don't know what that song is, then forget it. Yes, it is like Romper Room. Oh my gosh, Leslie Ann, that is such a throwback. Oh, Lauren's here, good. Okay, so everybody, as we're all kind of getting here and gathering in, Anne is here. Hey, good to see you. Bradley, Danielle, Mickey's Magic, thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. Did you notice I have your ears up there on the wall? Oh, you know what? I wonder if it went away, Bearded Disney Geek. Who knows? I want to thank, oh my gosh, Allison WDW girl is here. Y'all, she's at Disney and she, because who doesn't want to stop a Disney trip to come and join my live stream? Oh, and they just toured the Riviera. Okay, so funny story about that. Allison, I'm curious if you filmed, because I specifically asked if I could film and I was told no. And I was told that the girl that had done our tour had allowed someone to film, and he promised her that he wouldn't post it on YouTube, and he did anyway, and she got in huge trouble. So I don't think that's very nice. They said film all you want. See, there's a bit of a what's the issue? What do we call that among Disney cast members? Inconsistency. So anyway, good, Allison. So I'll direct everybody to your footage, because they would not let me film. So anyway, I guess I shouldn't have asked. Okay, so Jen's Hoosier Home is here. Oh, you did ask specifically. See, that just drives me crazy. Oh, well. Allison is here. Brendan is here. Unfortunately, Brendan, you're not going to see any footage from me because they would not let me film. So that's okay, though, because I do have thoughts about Riviera, and we really did enjoy our tour. So Trish is here. I want to show you guys. So if those of you that are interested, these are the new what are they called? Briar rose ears. Kathy is here. Hey, Kathy. Sarah. Yeah, I can't wait to hear about our trip. I thought you were working, Sarah, but I'm glad you're here. Any tips for non-athletes? Never been an athlete. Who wants to start running? Start running. That's my tip. I was never an athlete either. So 100% you should start running. But, oh, Brooke is here. Hey, Brooke. Good to see you, friend. Oh, and Susie's here too. Susan and Allison are together. Michelle is here. Okay. I'm going to stop doing shout outs for a minute because Coral told me I had to do this for you guys. This is super important. Are you ready? Only seen here on Jen LaForge live stream. No one else is going to give you what I'm getting ready to give you. They might. We're going to do a side-by-side comparison of the rose gold ears, right? And the Briar rose ears. What's the difference, you ask? I will show you. So the rose gold, let me see if I can show you guys. As you can tell, the rose gold ears, same color, right? But they're three-dimensional, and they have actual sequins, and they have a flat satin bow. Okay, you ready? Moving over, I'm going to do this really dramatically. The Briar rose ears are flat. Did that make anybody dizzy? Are you guys with me? Are flat, right? This bow is puffy, and it's not, some of the other puffy bows are a little smaller than this, and I don't like them. It's a little bit larger. So here they are side by side. If you guys want to see rose gold, Briar rose, Briar rose, rose gold. There you go. That's probably going to get about 1 million views, because who doesn't want to see all of that? My husband, of course, was like, why do you have two ears that are exactly the same color? Oh my gosh. Y'all, Willis Ward just made a pretty, not, oh my gosh, Steel Magnolias reference. He said they're blush and bashful. That makes me so happy. That's right. The colors are blush and bashful. Team Cuddles loves them both. I do too. I think they're both really, really pretty. The one I kind of like the Briar Rose ones as well. I don't know which ones I like better, but I'm glad I own them both. So Susie likes the Briar Rose ones. So as we get started, I want to let you guys know the super chat button is on as always. So they're kicking you out. Oh, okay. Bye, Allison. I'm assuming Susie's going to go as well. So super chat is on. You guys can always contribute to the channel that way. You know that all that money goes right back into bringing you guys great content. Also, throughout tonight's live stream, I'm going to be giving shout outs to my patrons. I did start a Patreon page. You probably know about it if you're here. I will put the link in the description below. You guys can go and check it all out. But as we chat, oh, good, Chris is in the house. As we chat, I'm going to be giving shout outs to my patrons. I have over 45, which kind of completely blows my mind. I'm so appreciative. So I'm going to just read through a few names and I'll do that. Oh, Leslie Ann, thank you so much. Super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Leslie Ann is also our moderator tonight. So if you have not checked out her channel, Our Happy Place, make sure you guys go and do that. So I'm going to give a shout out to a few of my patrons really quick. I'm just going to read through their names. If you're on here, you guys, I love you. Allison Marie, Angela C., Anthony Hatch, whose company is Creating Magic Vacations. I will put Anthony's link below if you guys would like to reach out to Anthony for Disney travel planning. Brooke P., who is actually already here. Hey, Brooke. Chris S., who I think is here. Cindy E., who is here. Danielle B., Darcy S., Don Torres, and one of my viewers wanted me to, or one of my patrons wanted me to give the shout out to her daughter, Corwin Mary. So Corwin Mary, hey, sweet girl, I hope that you are watching. So I'll kind of do that as we go along in sections, but my patrons have been super supportive. If you guys want to check out the Patreon page, one of the really fun things I'm doing over there is a podcast, which I've never done a podcast before, but oh my goodness, I'm having so much fun with it. I'm actually going to record one tomorrow. And if you join Patreon, now the difference between, then I'll be done talking about this. The difference between Patreon and supporting the channel through Super Chat is a one-time thing and Patreon is monthly. So if you do a minimum $5 on Patreon, you'll have access to the podcast and all the other fun things that we are doing over there. Okay, that is enough about that. Let me see what y'all are saying over here. Love the ears. Thank you so much. I love them as well. The more you see, the more you like the Briar ones. I like the Briar Rose ones. I don't know. They're not quite as, I'm going to show you guys. They're a little bit floppy. Brooke that is on here, she makes amazing ears and Brooke's ears are never floppy. These are a little floppy. See the difference between like the rose gold are just a little stiffer. I think it's just the material that they're made out of. I am by no means a, ear connoisseur, although maybe I should be. I have enough of them. So anyway, Corwin is freaking out. Yay! I'm so glad. That makes me so happy. Yes. So those of you that have watched, the Weekly Wit is saying, hey, Jen, I hope you had a fabulous time on your trip. Your room was bigger than my first apartment. That 2-bedroom? No. John, no. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm going to cry. So thank you, Jay Carey, for that extremely generous super chat. John and Rogelio or Rogelio, John, you're going to have to tell me how to pronounce that. I hope I get to meet you guys in person. That, well, first of all, you two have been so supportive of me and so kind, and I really do consider you friends. So the fact that you did that generous of a super chat on top of everything else just blows my mind. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah. Those kisses are for you too. So I really, really appreciate it. Sorry, I got totally distracted. It's amazing how that will happen when people are amazing. What were we talking about? Oh, Bay Lake Tower 2-bedroom. Okay, so here are you guys want to hear my thoughts about the Bay Lake Tower 2-bedroom villa? I really, really liked it. I loved having the third bathroom. The only thing that I didn't like, I'm used to our old Key West 2 bedrooms where you walk into the old Key West. 16 days till Disney, Denise. That's awesome. You walk into the old Key West 2 bedrooms and it's like a great room, right? It feels really open and really airy and really spacious. And you have a balcony off of all of the spaces, right? You have a balcony off of the second bedroom. You have a balcony off of the living room, and then you have a balcony off of the master bedroom. The Bay Lake Tower one did not have that. There was like a shared balcony between, you could see in the video, between the family room and the master, and then the bedroom side. I didn't love that. It didn't feel quite as open and airy. I did love, we had a dedicated 2 bedroom. So I don't know if this is interesting to you guys. Let me know if I'm being boring, but a dedicated 2 bedroom is when there's only one main entrance door and it is a bedroom and a family room. A lock off is a studio and a 1 bedroom combined. So in a lock off, depending on the resort, you're going to have a bed and a hide-a-bed in the second bedroom as opposed to 2 beds. So I really, really liked that in the second bedroom of the dedicated 2 bedroom at Bay Lake Tower, you have 2 actual beds. Having said that, I slept on the hide-a-bed in the family room and it was incredibly comfortable. But anyway, if you're into the difference between a lock off and a dedicated, we've stayed in both. Do they call those? They're called lock offs. I don't know why it's called a lock off. I guess because you can lock off the 1 bedroom portion from the studio. And Leslie Ann, you do need, if it has the option of a dedicated or a lock off, okay, that is going to be an actual DVC booking category. So if you're making a cash reservation, you're going to want to tell them if you want a dedicated or a lock off. So anyway, I'm not sure if you find that interesting or not, but for us, 2 queen beds is better because we have the 3 kids. So I've got 2 boys sleeping in that second bedroom and they would appreciate a bed. So anyway, Roger is the English version of your husband's name. Okay, John. Can I call him Roger I'm just going to have to meet you in person. That's all there is to it. Let's just tell him that's the only way we can figure this out is if I meet you both in person. So anyway, I wish yes, I wish the studios, Old Key West studios all have 2 beds. And I love that as opposed to a hide-a-bed and a regular bed. Having said all that, as we know, Bay Lake Tower, you cannot beat that location, right? I mean, could you do any better than being able to walk over to Magic Kingdom? Being on the 4th floor was perfect because we could take the stairs up to the 5th floor walkway that took us over to the Contemporary. So we really felt like we were, like at the Contemporary. It was so convenient. So anyway, really loved that. Okay, I'm going to give a shout out to a few more patrons while you guys decide money aside. Chris, that's a great question. I'm sorry, I missed that. Money aside, would you pick BLT or Old Key West? Okay, that's a really interesting question because my 7-month booking window is coming up June 1st for our January trip. And I'm not sure if I'm even going to try to switch from Old Key West, Chris. I just love it there. So we may end up just staying at Old Key West. So, hey, Todd, I'm so glad that you're here. All right, moving on to my shout out for my next group of patrons. These are folks that have become members of my channel on patreon.com. I want to give a big shout out. Thank you to Carrie S, to Laura J, to Laurel D, to Laurel P, to Lauren C, who I think Lauren might be on here on the live stream. So if you're on here, Lauren, good to see you and thank you so much. To Lisa K, to Liz L, to Maureen and Sean Harmon, Mike Adams, who I think was planning on being here. So I don't know if he's here or not, and Miranda Morris. So again, Patreon, the link will be below. $5 minimum all the way up to the $25 is the super fan level. And I just mailed a ton of welcome gifts today for my super fans. And I cannot wait for you guys to get them. Oh, good. Lauren's here. Hey, Lauren. Thank you so much to those of you that have joined me on Patreon. Oh, Coral has put the link. Coral, you're so good to me. Thank you. Thank you. And it's, you know what I said over there and I said in the video where I talked about it, I really feel like over on the Patreon page, you guys are like my board of directors. Not that everyone isn't important to me and that everyone, no, Cindy. Mm. Okay, Cindy Ellicott, thank you, thank you, thank you. Cindy is one of my international viewers. And Cindy, I've got your welcome gift sitting on my kitchen table because I have to mail it a little bit differently because Cindy lives in Canada. And I have been so grateful for your support, Cindy. I cannot even express to you how much, not just financial support. You have been so supportive just with your words of encouragement. And yeah, I really thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow. Okay, so moving on. This keeps happening to me. I keep getting distracted because you guys are so generous. Um, Cindy, even to Canada, the shipping was not $70. So but thank you. I appreciate that very much. I will tell you guys, packing up my those welcome gifts, I did feel a little bit like my friend Brooke. You guys know Bibbidi Bobbidi Brooke, probably. If you don't, you should be following her on all the things. Yay! Thank you so much, Chris. I so appreciate that. Super chat. We are just super chatting it up tonight. But Brooke's always posting these pictures of all of her boxes because she has, she ships out product, but I'm always a little bit jealous of that. So I felt kind of like her today, mailing those out. Okay, there was a question up there that I think that I missed. You guys, let me just tell you, I love my new computer because it's so big. It makes me so happy. I have an iMac now. Those of you who follow me on Instagram, the whole that I spilled coffee on my MacBook and needed my iMac and on, but I'm loving this. Okay. Glenn is asking me any recommendations for senior graduation summer trip. We did that, and I would say just make sure they know that you're celebrating a graduation. And I would say make sure you do like a couple of really, maybe higher end meals. We just did. Can you do Patreon from Great Britain? Al, I'm pretty sure you can because I know that like Disney in Detail, Victoria uses Patreon. Oh, Michelle, thank you so much. Super chat. Michelle, I appreciate that so much. I cannot even tell you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So definitely, I think you can. I'm not going to give 100%, 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that you can. So for graduation, we just did something that would be such a fun celebration, even though your graduate probably can't drink. But we did the Sip, Savor, and Sparkle, which is at the California Grill, and you're in like a separate banquet room right next to the California Grill. And I'm telling you guys, this thing, the customer service, if Sarah is still on here, she can tell you guys, the bartenders were so great. The servers were so great. You kind of feel like you're at a really nice wedding where you didn't have to bring a gift and you don't have to talk to anybody that you don't know. And there's no relatives there that you have to make conversation with. We had sushi and hot hors d'oeuvres and drinks, and it was champagne, wine, beer, and also an open bar. So you could do any kind of mixed drink that you want. And then you could go out and watch the fireworks. If you've been to California Grill, you know how there's that walkway where you watch Happily Ever After. It's actually a private walkway that's across from that. So far fewer people over there. I think there were 49 people, they said, at our event. And then when you come back in, there's a full dessert bar and more wine, beer, and then they had tea and coffee. And it was fantastic. So if you're looking for something really special to do to celebrate, I would do this in a heartbeat. It's actually not that much more than like the fireworks dessert parties that are inside the park. And I thought it was even a better experience because it felt a lot more exclusive and special. So anyway, I would definitely recommend doing something like that. Bradley, thank you. Yeah. 7,000 subscribers has kind of blown me away. I want to talk about that for just a minute. Jackie's here. Yay. Oh, Christina is saying, yes, you can do Patreon from Great Britain. So anyone that is interested, thank you for that, Christina. I really appreciate it. If you have not checked out Jackie's channel, Super Enthused, please make sure you go and do that. She is a close friend of mine. She does amazing Disney stuff, but she also does great educational stuff. So definitely go check out Jackie's channel. Bearded Disney Geek, who also has a channel, check out his channel as well. We did the fireworks cruise when we were there in January. Yeah, fireworks cruise would be great. I think anything like that for a graduation, like a big celebratory thing like that is always super fun. So definitely plan something like that. Oh, Melissa's here. Hey, girl, good to hear from you. Good to see you. Yeah, the party's over here. Sarah, you got to go back and watch I did a whole thing where I compared, these are the Briar rose ears, and I compared these to the rose gold ears. So when we're done, go back, because I did a whole thing. I feel like there was another question in there that I wanted to answer. Listening to live using Bluetooth. Woohoo. I love that. That's one of the reasons why I am loving doing the podcast over on the Patreon, for the Patreon subscribers. And that's something I may roll out in the future on a larger scale. I love two things. I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I love that I can do it with I know you guys love me and you don't care if I have full hair and makeup on. I care. The podcast I can do in my pajamas if I want to. And I also love that it gives me an opportunity to just kind of talk more freely about things and get into more detail. Oh, thank you so much for loving the ears, Christina. So yeah, I'm really loving the podcast thing. And a lot of people listen to my videos instead of watching them, because I get that feedback a lot, that people listen to me when they're on their way to and from work. And so I think the podcast would do well. But anyway, I'm still learning and growing in that arena. So if you want the podcast now, you've got to go join me over on Patreon. Michelle says, I'm in the super beginning stages of planning my big 40th birthday celebration in 4 years. It will be a solo trip. Any recommendations? Recommendation number one is go ahead and do it, because solo trips, I love every kind of Disney trip. Okay. I have done every kind of Disney trip. I love Disney trips with my husband. I love Disney trips with my children. I love Disney trips with my girlfriends, like the one I just got back from. Solo trips have like their own level of magic. And once you kind of get over the weirdness of being there by yourself, oh my gosh, they're so much fun. So I think just kind of dream about what are those like bucket list items, and think about what you really want to do. One of the big messages that I have for women that are turning 40 is, a lot of the time we've been so focused on everybody else for, 4 decades, that we don't even know what it is. And men too, we don't even know what we want to do if we go into a theme park by ourselves, or kind of just in life by yourself, right? So re-identifying with, do you want to watch the Main Street band from beginning to end? Do you want to go stalk the Dapper Dans and watch every performance of the Dapper Dans at the Magic Kingdom all day long? You can do that. Have you always wanted to ride the vehicles on Main Street? You want to get on the top of that double-decker bus? You can do that. And no one's sitting there tapping their feet trying to get you to go do something else. So solo trips are so special, and I highly recommend them. And I cannot wait to hear and help you plan all of that. So make sure and let me know. You would need a voice changer if you ever did a podcast. And a voice is a funny thing. Nobody knows. You don't do anything to get a voice. I've always had a really distinctive voice ever since I was really little. And some people think it grates on their nerves, and other people love it for a podcast. So that's just one of those things God did that I'm leaning into too. So yes, Consuelo is absolutely correct. That solo trips are awesome. So yes, please do let me know, Michelle. That would be awesome. So the 7,000 subscriber thing is a little ridiculous. I am going to do a giveaway, but instead of doing it on the live, I'm going to do it probably next week as a separate thing. But I'm going to give away this pair of the Briar Rose ears, and also the pins from Shanghai Disneyland that my son gave me. So I think that will be a good giveaway. So make sure, if you're not subscribed, make sure you do that. Also, if you guys haven't liked this video, would you make sure you just do that for me really quickly? That way, YouTube will know that we're doing a good job over here. Yeah, Melissa, don't you think that would be a good giveaway? I think so as well. It was super hot for the half on Sunday. Yes, it was super hot for the half on Sunday. Sarah and I walked the first 6 to 7 miles. Oh, Margie, bye. Thank you. I'm so glad you were here. Have a good night, sweet girl. See you soon. And then my back was bothering me. It was very hot and humid, and we pretty much walked if Sarah's still on here, probably last 6 miles we walked. But we always ran for photographers. Ding. Do you like that? Ding. Always run for photographers. And boy, we've got radar. We know where those photographers are. So anyway, we ended up just having a really fun run. I have another big run coming up this weekend, so I didn't want to push anything, and it just ended up being a great day. Oh, thank you for saying my voice is enthusiastic. You have a voice for silent films. Well, sometimes I feel like I have a face for radio. You guys ever hear that? He has a face for radio. Anyway, Natasha's here. Hey, girl. Were you there this weekend, Natasha? I don't feel like you were, but you might have been. So anyway, 7,000 subscribers, getting back to that. I am very proud of that. I am really, oh, bye, Sarah. Have fun, sweet girl. I'll see you soon. I wonder if she was at work. Anyway, it's been such a wild ride. I feel ridiculous saying gratitude doesn't really seem sufficient because it's been not anything that I could have ever expected it would be this way. So anyway, thank you to everybody that has subscribed. And if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, I think everyone on this list is, but make sure you do that. Go tell your friends. Cindy, AKA Disney Queen, another great channel. If you're not following her, make sure you go and do that. Absolutely love Cindy's videos. I talk about her all the time. Allie says, Jen, I just have to say thank you for sharing all your Disney adventures. Your tips and tricks are making all my plans just that much more magical. Yay, that makes me happy. Oh, Beth, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That means the world to me. Greatly appreciated. You guys know that the super chat money goes back into the channel. It goes towards my adventures, and it allows me to keep bringing you guys great footage. So I really appreciate it. I probably shouldn't say this, but one of my sons just got into a very expensive university, and we are very excited for him. But it just means that I don't have any extra money to spend on my YouTube channel. So when you guys do stuff like this, it makes a big difference in the content that I am able to bring you. You know, those kids who get into those really expensive colleges, yay, you're so happy for them. And then you're like, so we're working through the details is what I have to say. I won't go into too much detail because I don't want to jinx anything, but I have a trip to Boston coming up at the beginning of May, and that is to kind of finalize all of that. So I will have one child in Lubbock and one child in Boston. And that is the twins. And they are both on opposite sides of the country and like equidistant away from me. So that makes me sad, but they seem insistent on living their whole lives on their own, whatever. They do love me. So it's not that. They're not running away. Mariah, oh, it's so good to hear from you. Mariah's Whole New World. Make sure you go and check out her channel as well. Oh, Liz is here. Check out Liz Cashman's channel. Liz is kind of new to the scene and she is rocking it. So she just put a new video up today that I haven't had a chance to watch yet. So Adventures in Magic says we have one subscriber, which is my daughter, and I love that. I love that too. That makes me really, really happy. Christy, thank you for saying that. Christy said that's just a testament to what amazing parents you are. You know, that's how I feel as well. I feel like we grounded our kids so that they have the security to go and do these great things and know that they can always come home, but go and live your lives. So, and Brooke, always run for photographers. That's right. That's our motto, right? Brooke and I got the opportunity to run the I almost said the Disneyland Paris half, Brooke. I did hug you during the Disneyland Paris half, but we ran together during marathon weekend and we had such a good time. She's so much fun to run with. She's so much fun in general. Thank you, John, for saying that you're glad the run went well. I thought it went really well. I'm just trying to see what time is it. Okay, it's 7:30. Okay, I'm going to go through my next little group of Patreon shout outs. This is my my people that are my patrons, my Patreon subscribers that are so generously supporting the channel every month. You can go to patreon.com and search for my name. There's a link below. Coral put a link up there. I want to thank Nicole H. I want to thank Nicole B. I want to thank our happy place, who is Leslie Ann, who is so generously moderating for me tonight as well. I want to thank Pamela M., Rachel E., Rebecca S., Sarah Merrill, who was on here a little while ago, Sarah Pope, Shelly M., Stephanie J. And I do have one more little list to thank. So again, to my patrons, to everyone who supports the channel in any way, right? Everybody that is here is supporting me in some way, shape, or form. And that is what means the world to me, as I do feel like we have become one big happy family. And it just brings me no end of joy. So thank you, you guys. I really, really appreciate it. So let's see, what have we not covered? 7,000 subscribers. I'm beginning to think, you guys, knock on wood, because anything could change, but I'm beginning to think we're going to get to 10 before the end of the year. Oh, yay. Thank you, Stephanie. I'm so glad you're on here. I'm beginning to think we're going to get to 10 before the end of the year. So we need to start brainstorming now what we're going to do, because that feels like it needs to be like, ooh, right? Like it can't be like, meh, it needs to be, ooh. So I'm not sure what note that was. Sorry if I hurt you if you're driving. um, Adventures in Magic says, I'm starting my new health journey this year too. So would love to run the Paris half. It's the closest, but Florida would be also awesome. Also, the Disneyland Paris half is really fun. I would definitely recommend that, because that would kind of be the best of both worlds. It's closer for you. And the course is phenomenal. So definitely consider doing that. I hope you can get to 10K. Just keep singing. Yeah. I don't know, Coral. That singing concerns me a little bit. Is there a point in number of subscribers that you feel like it just took off? Allie, gosh, that is a really, really good question. I think once we got to 1,000, things just started snowballing, and it's gone really quickly from 1,000 to 7,000. But I never take it for granted. So even in saying maybe we'll get to 10,000, I am very cautiously saying that. And I'm going to be really honest. I kind of like the size group we are right now. I feel like I know you guys, and this is dumb. I want 1 million subscribers if that's the direction that we go, especially as I talk about things like, taking care of your health, taking care of your mental status, making sure that you're taking time for yourself, all of those kinds of things. So from that, let's see. God's given me a story. I want to share that story. I want to encourage other people. That has always been what's gotten me out of bed in the morning every day of my life. Not notoriety, when you guys recognize me in the parks, yes, I geek out. I got recognized 4 times. Twice was during the race, you guys. And that just made me cry, because to have people run up to me during the race and say that I inspired them to run, I will keep doing this all day, every day. And even if I only had 5 subscribers, if those 5 subscribers were finding fun and inspiration in what I was doing, I would keep doing it. So anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, other than the fact that if we get to 10, great. And we do need to start thinking about how we're going to party when that happens. If we don't, that is okay too. Oh, hey, Pure Magical Adventures. I just gave you a shout out. You weren't on here yet, but I did that. And also I want to put Creating Magic Vacations in the link below. So if you would make sure that we do that, I'll do that when I go back in and put in the description. So I'm really glad that you're here. Don says, I started running 2 months ago. We just booked the boardwalk for Princess Marathon Weekend 2020. Not sure if I'll do the 10K or half, but I'm doing something. Don, I will see you there. Wrong, Pure Magical. Oh, you're a paramedic and you were on call. Oh, that's awesome. Well, I hope you didn't have to work too hard. I hope that you had a very boring on call as a paramedic, but thank you for the work that you do. That's awesome. So as far as 2020, early sign up for 2020 is tomorrow, you guys. So I'm definitely signing up for the 10K. I do not think, Jeffrey's here. Hey, Jeffrey, good to see you. I don't think I'm signing up for the half. I think the only half I'm going to do next year is the Star Wars half. So we will see who all is signing up tomorrow for early or a week from now when they do the public registration for Marathon Weekend. You guys let me know what you're signing up for. Coral says, when you get to 10K, we all go on a trip together to some magical Disney destination. I agree. I think we need to do a land and sea, Coral. What do you think? Land and sea? I think that would be the best way to celebrate. Woo. Maybe coast to coast, land and sea. Maybe we need to do Florida, and then we need to do cruise, and then we need to do Disneyland. I don't know how we're going to fund this trip, but who cares? We'll worry about that later. Dawn is passing on Marathon Weekend. Oh, boo. Okay, Pure Magical Adventures, half marathon. Okay, so I love that half marathon, but this past year, I just did too many half marathons, and my body is kind of screaming at me. So I need to be a little bit smarter. So 10K only for me, probably Marathon Weekend. I only have till tomorrow at 10 a.m. to decide. How do you sign up early? I have an AP, but can't find it. I always sign up through the DVC member website, but do some Google searching, because some of the bloggers should have listed it. I'll see if I can find it and send it to you Twitter, Leslie Ann, if you don't figure it out by the time we're done, because there is an AP link, and I think you have to do it through like My Disney Experience. I'm not 100% sure on that, so we'll do some research. Jennifer Rowan is doing Dopey. Oh my gosh. All right, for those of you that are sane, yes, I will come and cheer for the half. You have a link for AP registration. Oh, okay, perfect. So maybe you can message that to me, or we can figure out a way to get that to Leslie Ann. Okay, so for those of you who are sane and don't know what Dopey is the 5K on Thursday, the 10K on Friday, the half marathon on Saturday, and the full marathon on Sunday. It is the behemoth of all behemoth of Disney race events, and it is only for those who truly enjoy getting up at 2:30 in the morning 4 days in a row. No, that's so exciting. I am so excited for you, Jennifer. That is going to be just fantastic. Liz, I'm sorry about your hip. So yeah, and especially if you used to love it, that's really a bummer. I'm sorry about that. Pamela says, got to do coast to coast to coast. All you said, plus all international parks. Is that too much to celebrate 10,000 subscribers? I don't think it is. Ooh, Sandra, I'm so glad you're on here. Sandra Butterworth is my friend. She is a fellow pilot wife. I wanted to let you know that suitcase, Scott said, works great in the MD-88, because you'd asked me that question. So Sandra and I both travel a lot on little airplanes and all over the place because we're lucky. And sometimes we just sit in airplanes or airports and wave bye to people that have tickets. You know, that's why Jerry Seinfeld calls it standby, because you stand in the airport and wave bye to everybody that has a ticket. Okay, Bradley, it's all about the bling. Oh my gosh. Thank you for reminding me, because it's all about the bling, no treble. Okay, you guys want to see the medal? You probably already saw it, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. How do you send the link? You know what? You're on Patreon with me, right? Message me over there and I'll make sure I get it. Pure Magical Adventures. I'll make sure I get it over to Leslie Ann. Okay. Are we ready to see the medal? Let's see. Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. Okay. There we go. Let me see if I can get this is on my iMac. So what it is Kylo Ren on this side. So dark side, right? And Rey on this side. And then it says, and then we've got the Rebel Alliance ships on one side and the Resistance or Rebel Alliance on one side, and then the dark side ships on the other side. It says Star Wars. And then on the very bottom, it just says Star Wars Rival Run Half Marathon 13.1. So cool, right? Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So the whole Kylo Ren Rey thing, if they're brother sister, I don't know. I'm not as big of a Star Wars geek as some of you are, but it's kind of cool that they're both on the same thing. Allie, I don't do anything for a living. I used to. I did lots of things for livings. And I'm now semi-retired, and then I do YouTube part-time. Hey, $10. Thank you, Pure Magical Adventures Super Chat. So Super Chat is on. What that means is your comments are highlighted, but also it's a great way to support the channel. So thank you so much for that. And I really, really appreciate your support. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys. Oh, John, customer came in. You need to get your priorities straight, Mr. Carey. Since Super Chat, I will go ahead and give the shout out to the last few of my patron subscribers. Just launched Patreon, and I promised them all I would give them a shout out in today's live. Sunshine Kisses, Susan M., Terry Reed, Todd Holcomb, Willis Ward, and Maureen just joined as I was coming on. So she is my most recent patron. If you want more information on that, go to patreon.com, and I will have the link in the show notes. And that's how you can support the channel on a monthly basis. So what questions do you guys have, either about the Run Disney event or about, I posted the link for, perfect. Okay, I will make sure. So Leslie Ann, he posted it on Patreon, and Leslie Ann is also on Patreon. So you should be able to go over there and get that. All right. So what questions do you guys have about the race, about the weekend? I just was doing some editing of the footage. It's good footage. I'm really, really happy. So anyway, questions about that. Oh, good, Leslie Ann. So you can get that. Dawn wants to know, how do you fuel during your long runs? I use Rice Krispie treats, and I usually do one about, if I'm doing a 10-mile long run, I'll do like half of one about 4 miles in, and then half of one at 8 miles. It's very pedestrian, but it works for me. So it's just, I can't handle anything that's too hard on my stomach. Oh, Team Cuddles, $20 super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you so very much. She said, everyone here should go to Patreon and become a supporter. We should have a name like the LaForges or Jen's Friends or something. Watching this show grow has been amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that more than I can tell you, Caitlin. That is very, very sweet. So even water is hard. Yeah, you don't really need anything. I mean, you should do water, but if you're hydrated before and you hydrate after, unless it's a really hot day, you really will be okay, Dawn. So if your stomach isn't handling it, then I would just not worry about it. And have it in case, but that's not uncommon that people have trouble on their long runs. Sean Patrick Judge, super chat. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it more than I can tell you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Quilts and Coffee says, you were such a joy to watch. Your videos are what got me to do the Star Wars half. Yes! I train well and love the race. Even saw you while racing, which was wonderful. Your videos have such an impact. Okay, that is why I do this, you guys, right there. So I love the support. Sean, thank you again. That means the world to me. You have no idea. Quilts and Coffee. So you did it. I am so proud of you, and I'm so glad that you saw me. Did you say hi to me? I don't know if you were the one who said that you saw me and didn't say hi, but that is amazing. I am so stinking proud of you. And it was so warm that day that for that to be Liz, stop. Liz Cashman, super chat, says, love your videos. That is all. Thank you. John, stop. You tell Roger, you people get off. You stop giving me money. That's not for the rest of you, but for John and husband, stop giving me money. Thank you, thank you, thank you, John. Please tell him I said thank you, and I love you both very much. So Sean, Liz Castman, everybody who's doing super chat tonight, you guys are making me feel super loved, and I appreciate it more than I can tell you. Okay, someone said something about Bay Lake Tower for marathon weekend, and I'm going to tell you, I think Bay Lake Tower is perfect for marathon weekend. I will be at Old Key West again because I'm always at Old Key West, but location wise, it can't be beat. And you do get to, oh yeah, it was you on Instagram. Oh, thank you. Well, also, I'm sorry, I just started 3 different sentences. If you're new to Jen's lives, this is how it works. Quilts and Coffee. I know that you were out of breath and you were probably really focused. And I know for my first 5 half marathons, I was still convinced that I wouldn't finish. So I totally get that you were focused. You probably saw us walking, but because we did run the first few miles, but then we walked it out. But I'm just so incredibly proud of you. Congratulations. That's huge. Okay. Oh, you're staying at BLT. Okay. Yeah. BLT is perfect for marathon weekend. Would it be crazy to just do a 5K? No. You mean at Disney? No, it wouldn't be crazy at all. A lot of people do that. The 5Ks are an absolute blast. I've only done the 5K at Disney once, and it was the Princess a few years ago, but they're not timed. I mean, there is a course limit. They don't let you stay out there for 4 hours, but you can really take your time. There's tons of things, characters out and all of that. And I think the 5K is where it's a huge party. So definitely consider doing that. Liz said, I know me and Allison WDW girl are twins, and we've acknowledged it and are okay with it. Yeah, you might have been separated at birth because that is kind of crazy. You guys definitely look alike. By the way, Allison is in Disney right now, and she's been recognized a few times. So you guys might get recognized as each other. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Nancy says, I like eating one energy bean like jelly beans. Every mile marker gives you something to look forward to. Sorry. That's really funny, Nancy. I could picture her being like, oh, mile 11, you may now have one jelly bean. Maybe they're magic beans. That would be good. They did serve the Jelly Belly power jelly beans during Star Wars Half. I like those. That's one of the few fuels that my stomach can actually handle. So, yeah. See, Natasha's saying I've gone all the way to Disney from South Carolina to do just the 5K because I love Run Disney so much. It really is fun. And you still get a shirt, and you get to go to Expo, and you still get a medal and all of those kinds of really fun things. So you should definitely do that. The other things from the half marathon, somebody asked about the spectator situation, and they had sent out this big thing saying that they weren't going to allow people to spectate along the course, but we still saw spectators all along the course. So they either weren't enforcing it, or, I mean, what are they going to do if you're staying at a hotel or whatever? So I saw as many spectators as I ever have. So I'm not sure how Disney enforced that or what the deal was, but saw as many spectators as we ever have. So yeah, not sure about that. They served them during marathon weekend too. It was just what I needed. Yeah, they're good. I mean, and they're just a little bit of sugar. The one thing I will caution you guys against, for those of you that are runners, don't ever do the Powerade if you have not done Powerade during a training run, because that can be really hard on your stomach if you're not used to it. So anyway, all right. Any other questions about race weekend or staying at Bay Lake Tower, or you're doing all 3 races for Wine and Dine? You're doing the half for Wine and Dine? Did I know you're doing the half for Wine and Dine? I mean, you totally should and you totally can, but I don't know that I knew that, Dawn. Congratulations. That's exciting. Which deluxe resort would be most convenient for Wine and Dine? I didn't know. I didn't think I knew that. I think any of the deluxe resorts, I think definitely for Wine and Dine, if you can get in. I'm doing Yacht Club. Well, not me because I'm not going this year, but if I were going, I'm doing a deluxe. I'm either going to do Boardwalk, Beach Club, or Yacht Club. And I'm also going to consider Swan and Dolphin if I can't get into one of those 3. I think you really want to be in the Epcot area for anything food and wine related. And it's also really convenient if you have park admission, because after the race is over, I always like to walk back through Epcot. It kind of, gets the lactic acid moving, keeps me from being too sore, and I don't have to get on a bus right after the race. So I would definitely do Epcot resort area for sure. Let's see. What other trips do you have planned to the world this year? Okay. So hold on. That's Anthony, right? Yeah. Other trips planned to the world this year. This is frightening, you guys, but I don't have a trip planned to Florida until September. And that trip is with Coral. I don't know if anyone's supposed to know that I'm going with Coral in September. I'm going with Coral in September. So I may end up going this summer. Don't forget, I am. Okay, good. It is Anthony. I thought it was you. I just wanted to make sure the names were all lined up correctly. I am going to Disneyland in July because I'm going to VidCon and then I'm going to Disneyland, but I'm not going to, don't tell anybody else that, you guys. It's a secret. So we'll see if I make it out to Disney World this summer. I have to tell you, I have been in Florida like the last 4 summers in a row. I'm okay with skipping that. It just is really hot. It is really hot in Florida in the summer. So that is actually okay with me. Pamela says, I'm a biker and I wish Disney ran events for those too so I could join the fun. Wouldn't that be awesome, Pamela? Even if they did it like in other parts of the country, that would be really fun. Yeah, Coral and me together is it's something. Isn't it, Coral? It's something. We have a very good time together. We may have been separated at birth. So anyway, Nancy, I had heard that years ago there was a triathlon at Walt Disney World, and I wasn't running then, but I remember seeing that. So anyway, that's really interesting. For some reason, I'm not worried about 13.1. Well, Dawn, you're not worried about it because it's at Disney. There's a big difference between a Disney race and a regular race. Like I'm running this Ville de Ville this weekend, and I'm only running a 6-mile leg and a 4-mile leg, and I'm terrified. So it's just different. It's a different animal altogether. Yeah, Coral, we're something, all right. We're something. But we do have fun. So that's important. So yeah, nothing till September. And then again, nothing until January. So also as of right now, I don't have tickets to any of the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween parties or the Christmas parties. So I'm kind of waiting to see how I get my son that's changing schools settled in Boston to see how everything is going to play out for me for the fall. I'm sure I'll be there for something else in the fall. Anthony, I did reach the beach with Ragnar 200 mile. Yeah, I'm not doing Ragnar. I'm putting that out into the universe. This relay that I'm doing this weekend is 75 miles. And that's enough for me. And it's all during one day. I don't really want to do the overnight thing. And I think I've told you guys this already, but our team, we're all women that are over 45. So we're Team Tawanda from Fried Green Tomatoes. So I'm really excited about that. And we're all, we're going to have a good weekend. The running I'm a little worried about. No, it's not Ragnar. Anthony, it is the Ville to Ville. So it starts in Greenville, North Carolina, and it ends in, starts in Asheville and it runs to Greenville. And I leave on Friday. I don't look 45. You know why? Because I'm 48. That's even better, right? I never mind saying how old I am. I feel like age is just a number. How many miles? So I'm running 2. I know, but Mariah, I'm only going to be there for like a minute. Like I get there late at night. We run the race all day Saturday and I'm coming home on Sunday. I'm sorry. Don't be mad at me. I'm running a 6-mile leg and then at like 11 a.m. and then like at 2 p.m. I'm running a 4-mile leg. Yes, Asheville, North Carolina to Greenville, South Carolina, I think, whichever one would be 75 miles. I don't know. I have my little sections. That's all I'm focused on. And I'm not driving the van. So anyone going to be running Food and Wine? I know there's a lot of people on here that will be running on Food and Wine. Oh, Willis, okay, at South Carolina. So, it's really interesting, the Ville to Ville, and the women that I'm running with are all ultra marathoners. So they all run 100 miles without even thinking about it. It's not true, not without thinking about it. But I mean, can you guys imagine running a 100-mile race or even a 50-mile race? I can't even wrap my brain around that. So I'm kind of the princess in this group. So we'll see how that, I'm bringing the attitude. And maybe some coffee. Okay. Yes, please make sure you like the live before it ends. That really helps me with my numbers. Melissa, you wouldn't die. You would just have to train for it. That's all there is to that. And Dawn is doing Wine and Dine. Kelly's here. If you guys aren't following Bob and Kelly on the go, make sure you go and follow their channel. They just did a tag that I did, that 16 questions that I did. Super, super fun channel. So make sure you go and follow them. I have very low expectations. It's really funny, you guys. And I won't talk about this a lot because those of you that aren't runners probably find that incredibly boring, but you're supposed to have a 10-minute per mile pace to run this race. And I'm like, I'm not running this in 10 minutes per mile. And if I can't finish mine at that pace, we may have to skip a leg. So I reached out to the other girls. I was like, I can't make myself faster than I am. I mean, my pace on a good day is 11. Like, I don't see how I can do that. And they were like, oh, we don't care if we miss a leg. We're not going to win. I was like, oh, okay. So I'm not going to worry about it. So the only thing I'm worried about is I might get lost. So if you want to say a prayer for me, pray I don't get lost somewhere between North Carolina and South Carolina. And Jen's Hoosier Home is all about Hoosier life and Disney. So make sure you go and check out her channel as well. My pace and my dreams are 10. Yeah. You guys, like Sarah and I for this race we just did, we finished, our pace was awful. I think we finished in like 3 hours and some change. So just putting it out there in the universe, my half marathon PR is 2 hours and 24 minutes, which it is just sub 10:30 pace, I think. And I don't think I'm ever going to be able to do that again. So anyway, you never know. And anybody can run. You guys, I didn't run until I was, my first race was when I was not first race. My first mile without stopping was when I was 39 years old. So if I can run, anybody can run. Okay. So we are going to wrap up. Did anybody come in here with any, how many half marathons have you done? This was my 28th half marathon, Kelly. And I really am going to slow down this year. It was my 28th half marathon in 10 years. So I have averaged about 3 a year. And I've done over 45 races. So I have been running a lot of races for a long time. And I am slowing down this year. I'm really hoping that it's true. Anyone can cook and anyone can run. That was my I don't know. That was my Ratatouille accent. I don't know. Yes, Don, I know you want to see all the medals. They're hanging on the door right there. They're like on this Samsonite. I need to get a proper medal hanger for them. But yeah, all that to say, I'm kind of addicted to racing, but I am going to slow down this year because my body is starting to scream at me a little bit. And during the Star Wars half, when my back was bothering me, I was like, I really need to not run quite as many half marathons, because this year I did Disneyland Paris in September, and then I did a 10K and a 15K, and then I did the January half marathon, and now this one in April. So need to slow down. Willis wants to know, how did the new away luggage work for your trip? Willis, it was amazing. It came home with a couple little scuffs that literally just wiped right off. So I was thrilled with that bag. So if you guys are interested in that, then go and check out my review of the away travel bag. Don, super chat. Let's start the fundraising for Land and Sea and Land Again when you hit 10,000. Love this channel, Jen. You are awesome. Don, thank you, thank you, thank you. That means a lot to me. And that, hey, you know what? Let's start that fund. I like that idea a lot. Land and Sea and Land Again. That's what we need to call it. That's too funny, Don. Great idea. Thank you. And yes, Don Turpin, I did run a lot this year. I hate to admit that as I'm getting closer to 50, that I might need to stop running multiple half marathons a year. But the problem is, you have to give yourself enough of a break in between to recover. And I have not even had a month without being in a training cycle. And so I need to back off a little bit. I'm starting to feel it. I have never been injured as a runner. That was me knocking on my desk. And I would like to keep it that way. I've had little like plantar fasciitis and things like that. But for the most part, I've stayed injury free, and I want to keep that up. So anyway, I miss Indy Jen's Hoosier Home. I need to come visit the area again. Yeah, I would love to see that part of the country too. I don't think I've ever, well, I know I've never been there either. Susan made it before the end. Yay. Oh my gosh. From your lips to God's ears, Kelly. I do need to start traveling with a massage therapist. That would be such a great idea. Todd says, let's see, mainly a walker. And you guys, you can easily walk any of the Disney races. You only have to maintain a 16-minute per mile pace. And if you're a strong walker, you can do that. So I would say even if you're and I'm not going to say just walking. I have walked a half marathon. It's harder to me than running it. It is hard to walk a half marathon. So you still need, Kim's here. Hey, Kim, WDW mommy. You still need to train, even if you're going to walk. But anybody can do any of the Disney events walking. It is absolutely possible. Yeah, you can walk, Cindy. So Cindy, you would love doing the 5K or the 10K. You would have such a great job. Have such a great time. Okay, so I have time for just a couple more questions before we need to sign off. I want to make sure I give room for anybody that came on the live with something specific that they wanted to ask. Try to get your husband to waddle a race. Yes, tell him it can be done, Anthony. It absolutely can be done. I trained just a vacation at Walt Disney World. Dawn, I had that as a idea that I haven't filmed yet, but I want to do a whole video about training for Walt Disney World, because I really feel like you need to be able to at least walk a 5K if you're going to go to Walt Disney World. Otherwise, it can be very, very challenging. So I think you do need to train for a Disney World vacation. That's brilliant. And yeah, you guys, it would be really fun one half marathon weekend for a whole bunch of us to get together and all do the 5K together. Marathon weekend is the one that I'm really always going to be at. I'm not always going to run all the races, but I'm always going to be there. So, let's see. Stephanie says, what was the best part of this past trip other than the race? I would say the highlight was the Sip, Savor, and Sparkle that we did at the Contemporary. It was just such a magical experience, and it was really expensive. So I have to say I was a little dubious as to whether I would feel like it was a good value, but it was so great, you guys. I loved that whole experience. So that was really kind of that was kind of the highlight. DVC is reaching out to us today after work so we can tell them the happy news. We're joining the family. Yay. Welcome home, John. That's fantastic. Where are you choosing for your home resort? You need to tell me that. I'm so happy for you guys. Congratulations. Let's see. Our happy place says, oh, yes, please make sure you check out my Patreon page. Again, if you guys want to be getting early access to some videos, some blog posts, I am doing a podcast over there that is exclusive to my patrons. I do hope to eventually move the podcast beyond that, but for right now, you can only access the podcast if you are one of my patrons on Patreon. So Leslie Ann just posted the link, and I will make sure that the link is in the description as well. 16 miles in Walt Disney World. That does not surprise me. I had posted a picture on Instagram the day of the half marathon. We walked like 22 miles, I think. So anyway, oh, Anthony, did I get over the 500 mark? Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. So my first Patreon goal was $500 a month, and Anthony is telling me that I just reached that. So that makes me extremely happy, and it makes my husband extremely happy since I have decided not to go back to a traditional job. The fact that we have some consistent income coming in to support the work I'm doing is something to be celebrated. So that is huge. Maybe in the future, you could do a plantar fasciitis tips video. Yeah. So Natasha, my big tip on that is keep a frozen golf ball in your freezer and run your foot over it every single night before you go to bed, and make sure your calves are not tight. Plantar fasciitis is also from tight calves. So you want to make sure that you are stretching that really well and that you're using that frozen golf ball. Okay. Yeah, the exclusive content. Now you guys are going to make me work, Anthony. I promised all that exclusive content at $500 a month because I thought it would take forever. And now you guys are going to make me work. That's okay. I'm just kidding. I love it. Lauren, you know what? I don't know if I deserve it, but I'm having an awfully good time. So I'll just be grateful and I will take it. How does that work? I love it. I love it. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate you so much. We have to wrap this up. You guys, oh, you did 50,000 steps on Sunday. That does not surprise me. You guys are the best. I love you. Thank you for 7,000 subscribers. Thanks to everybody that did super chat tonight. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you comment once it's uploaded, because that will help with the views. Thank you to everybody who has joined me over on Patreon. You're the best. Be looking for that giveaway next week. Next video will go up on Friday, and it's travel day and day one in the expo. So I love you guys. Thank you. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.